What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. We're here with another shop day vlog. Welcome to the first day of the off season. For you guys anyways. For me, it's kind of been already a few days. So our last race of the season was that Oshweekend video. If you haven't gone and checked that out yet, I really suggest you do. If you go into my videos, you'll see everything that I have had to do with this car on my channel all the way back to 2019. And my earliest video I have on my channel right now is, in fact, the onboard video I had with Joel Desjardins and his mini mod. Obviously, the audio was even worse than the GoPro I have now, so I had to put music over it. I mean, it wasn't great, but it shows a lot of history from a local track, and I just love that video because it was the good old days with me, Dad, and Joel, all hanging out with the boys at the racetrack. Was just always amazing. Mostly the shop nights is what I miss, but this is what I'm going to bring you guys along with over the off season, is everything that's going on in here, in this garage, to do with the car, to do with racing. Now, the task of today is I am going to be replacing the front bumper and the hood. The hood and the front bumper are two things I'm going to be replacing. We have our two spares. One is from 2019 season that just needs some plastic welder, also known as two-part. We're going to two-part the cracks together. We're going to make it all nice, and then we're going to sand it, we're going to paint it, and we're going to make it look, hopefully, decently. But yeah, we're going back to our original front bumper. We've been having a lot of cooling issues ever since we basically put this front bumper on. I don't think we're getting enough air circulation getting to the radiator to cool the engine down. On top of that, too, we have a single pass rad, so we're having issues of cooling because it's only going through the rad once, through the air once, right? So a double pass is it'll go past it once, come back up, and pass the air again to cool it twice as much. On top of that, the first night we had a double pass rad, but it was a used one we bought from someone because we just needed a rad really quick. We bought that from someone, and we don't think all of the water galleys in it were working properly. We don't think they were all working. Some we think were pinched off, so it wasn't cooling as fast as it should. On top of that, we think our ignition timing was just wrong as well. We came back to the garage that night, the first night when the timing belt broke, and I cooked the engine on temp. I cooked it, and we got back. We checked our spark plugs, and they seemed to be white as Casper. They were terribly white. So we just pulled them out, and we looked at them, and we knew immediately we had to do some carb adjustment as well. Out of the blue, we don't know why, but this year we were having a lot of carb issues. It was leaking out of the float bowl, out of the fuel inlet that comes off the fuel pump. We were just having a lot of issues with this carb all year. We were battling it. We got nervous whether it was working right or not. But yeah, so we're going to be replacing this bumper and this hood. As you can see, this hood over the years has gotten some damage. But if you can tell by this green paint, this is the original hood that we had on the car in 2019. So it has seen some better days. I could probably spend a lot of time banging this out, get a piece of wood on this side, and then bang from the back side there with a hammer. But I also don't like this. I don't like all this. This has been here since 2019, the crack anyways. But this came from when I hit Ken Frazier at Psalms. It just took out a lot of things, and it started crumpling up the hood a little bit. And ended up getting bowed out as well. The body lines aren't matching up anymore, and that's just bothering me. So all I want to do, and this bumper again, it's just seen so many better days. We're missing this part that we used to attach this. We had to extend the fender basically to it to hold it on in place. It's only held together by 3 rivets right here. We've lost this piece here, so now it's just a big gaping hole here. All this crack, it has seen so many better days, and it kind of makes me upset because this was looking pristine. There was almost not a thing wrong with this. There was not a thing wrong with this whole bumper up until that accident at Psalms, which was very unfortunate. But when you have nowhere to go, you have nowhere to go, and unfortunately, the only way to go was through the guy, basically. So, other than that, too, we have basically the same thing going on here. I had to extend it out. Missing, or this is just loose, but we didn't want to tie that down to that because, I mean, it's literally hanging on by a thread right now. So we didn't want to do that. This is the better side, but that side is just completely gone. I was originally going to just get that 2-part plastic welder stuff and just completely do it all the way. But then I got remembering that we have an original bumper. And out here in the sticks, this is our original 20A green Mustang bumper. Here it is. What we took off of 2020 is now here. Raced it full season 2021. The only cracks I have are right here. I would have to weld up, like plastic weld up, and all this here. I'm going to take the aftermarket headlight covers we put on it, just a piece of steel or aluminum, I think. Taking those off. I'm going to take it off. I'm going to have to resand this whole thing. We're going to go through all the cracks, weld up all the cracks there. And yeah, that's all we can do with it. But we're not getting to that today. And there's our hood. This is what I'm going to be gutting. So I'm going to get all this frame out of it, the hood structure out of it. Obviously the hood latch. And this is going to be our new hood. So that will have to get painted and looking all nice. Now this hood scoop was originally supposed to go on the purple Mustang. It was supposed to. Or the black. It was supposed to be purple, but it turned out sort of black. But this was supposed to go on it. Never did because we weren't sure about visibility. We weren't sure if we'd be able to see over it because we had to lower the seat for Dad to fit in it. We weren't sure, but I feel pretty confident that I want the hood scoop. So I'm going to do my damnedest to make sure that I can make this work. I'm going to try this. I think this year's the year I'm going to try the hood scoop. Alright, we're back in the garage, and I don't know if you guys noticed. Car is sitting a little high right now. She's a little off the ground. I mean, there's a good amount of gappage here. More than usual. Well, that is because, ladies and gentlemen, I had to do some heart surgery on her. She no longer has an engine. I'm going to walk you through what the engine looks like and our damage of the year. Now, you guys may always know, yes, these engines are very durable, and that is really good. But when you're turning them at higher RPMs for a whole season, or even how much we ran, and cooking it to 250 degrees doesn't help either. But here is the damage assessment. So first off, the head. We've got our hydraulic head sitting here. Only thing we noticed, number 4, a lot of oil sitting on top of where the cylinder is. This whole year, ever since I cooked it, I was running on probably about 3.5 to 3 cylinders. This was probably only working or not at all. First off, that then tells us number 4, rings. Definitely gone. These were definitely gone. So in that heating it up, that did not go well. But unfortunately, as you guys can already tell in the picture of your screen, number 3 rod cap bearing took a little bit of a beating. We are imagining that there was something that got in it and wore down right in the center of the bearing. There's some chunks and stuff in the oil hole there. Same thing on the actual rod bearing itself. Right along the center. We were thinking there could have been some junk in the oil system or something. Something happened, but yeah, that happened. So new bearings had to be done. Definitely main bearings have to be done too. This one took a little bit here, but I mean it's a normal wear from what I've been told. It's normal wear, and I know it is. It's just you never like to see copper on them because you know that they're done for. You can't use them ever again, even for spares. Like they're done. I was able to feel some good chunks taken out of it. It's on the bottom side here. I can't flip the crank right now, but even Even here, there were some chunks taken out of it. You can see it there. Like, the crank, we believe, took a beating. We're going to be taking both our cranks, this one and the one from last year. We're going to take those two to Walker Machine Shop. We're going to see if he can do anything about them. But yeah, it took a beating, we think, and it possibly could be from when we cooked it up. But it also could have just been when we had to rebuild it. It could have just been not clean, and we may not have noticed it when we took it apart, but we definitely noticed it now. So that happened. Everything else is fine. All the other pistons were fine except for number 4. Another reason why I wanted to show you that. We had some detonation, and that was when we cooked it and the plugs were white. It's not bad. We were going to get new pistons anyways. These are older ones. We were going to get new ones. So that was kind of already on the bucket list. Bearings are usually always on the bucket list. Every year we replace bearings. It's always one of those things. They're not expensive, so it's better to just get all new ones there to refreshen it. But yeah, Dad goes through the head. We always get new head gaskets as well. That is the engine right now, guys. Just sitting here at the back of the car. It's just going to sit there until we get rings, bearings, pistons. We get the camshaft both camshafts looked at. The head's going to get redone. Head gasket, oil pan gaskets. We were having some oil leaks as well. Front main seal as well had to be redone as well. Yeah, we need basically a whole gasket set, rings, pistons, bearings, and just basically the camshafts, or crankshafts look at. So a lot of things going down on the engine this year, but some of that is already stuff we do every year, like the bearings and the rings. Those are stuff we do every year. But for how much we want to go in this year being competitive. So that means you can't cut corners when it comes to this stuff. You want to be competitive in any racing, doesn't matter where you are, go-karts, mini stock, sprint car, late model, hobby stock, does not matter. You cannot cut corners if you want to be competitive. Races are won in the shop. They're not won, but also won on track, but more importantly, in the shop. So this year, we're not going to cut any corners. That's why if we're not going to make it out to opening night at any track, then so be it. We want to make sure our car this time is on point. We built this car in 2 months from a bare frame because we ran out of time. Because of our work schedules, we ran out of time, and we were rushing to build this, and it kind of cost us this year. But this year, we are not. It cost us this year, but next year, we're not doing that no more. We are going to just get on it now. We're going to make it look good, running good, and we're going to make sure everything is done. Now, let's get into today's video. After all this talking, I've had a lot to show you guys, but nonetheless, we're going to get into taking this bumper off, and then the hood. And the hood and the bumper are going to go to the back of the garage outside, and I'll bring in our new ones, and we'll just get them all fitted up and make them all look nice. Yo! Oh yeah. Zip ties. So, next thing, ignore this, I had to hide that from the dogs. So this is our give out bar. So this is what will stop us from bending a frame. If a hit gets too strong, it's held on by one tack weld each side. Hit gets too strong, this is going to push through, it's going to take the hit and not bend up our frame or bars that are important. Problem is, this was not on the original car. I don't know if it's going to fit. What I do know is I will have to extend these fenders back out. Originally, these fenders are supposed to come down to like here. So I'm going to have to redo those. But first, we need to go get the original bumper. And we're going to take this one out while we're at it. Let's go. I'll keep it around as a spare, but until then, it's junk. Alright, bring in the other. Let's go. And with the magic of editing, so, I mean, it don't look terrible. It kind of did actually kind of go right back to where it was originally. So yeah, we're gonna get some nice looking stuff here. I think what I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna get some of our sheet metal though, and I'm gonna just put a patch all the way down. That's what's gonna hold it on, because we used to have it where we would zip tie it through these holes to here, to these holes here, but they broke very easily, and this is just an easier way to get it. So I think that's what we're gonna do. There is one bumper. I think in the end, it looks like a piece of crap right now, but I think we'll make it look better though. We just need some elbow grease, some paint, some sandings, maybe a little bit of wire wheels in spots. I know it's plastic, but it might need it in some spots. But I do know this crack has definitely got to be rectified, because that is very bad. I think the only thing holding this bumper, those two pieces together, is that headlight, kind of fake headlight we had to make. So, nonetheless, we'll make her fit. We'll figure it out. But actually, that didn't fit on, that fit on the bumper, actually. Like the give out bar, not too bad. I was shocked with actually how much that actually went on pretty good. So, it's sort of right up against it. I think that'll actually work out pretty nicely. It'll just take some good loving. So let's get that done. First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take the headlights out, and then we're gonna reform it. All right, so there we go. Two fake headlights are out. Now it looks like a real piece of crap. We're going to have to probably end up power washing this thing off. I think that's probably the best course of action here. I gotta clean all this dirt off before I can put that two-part on that crack. So, I don't know when I'm gonna get back to this video. I think I'm gonna take the hood off. I'm gonna call this video here, because I think that's all I'm gonna do for today, because I can't power wash. It's dark out. I'll power wash this tomorrow. I'll get this all done. And yeah. I'll take the hood off. Take the hood off as our last thing for this video here, and then that's going to be it. But yeah, you guys have basically been caught up to as far as we are. So this is where the Maynard Racing team is right now. So we'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys later.